It'll be Casey King O'Neill versus Ariane Lipski. This is going to be, I think, actually entertaining matchup for women's. We've had some stinkers here and there for women's MMA matchups, but I think this actually could be a good one. Now, Casey O'Neill, she is 9-1. She is 4-1 in her last five. She's coming off that decision loss to Jennifer Maya, and she's fighting against Ariane Lipski, 16-8. She is 3-2 in her last five, and she's coming off of that split decision victory over Melissa Gatto. Both of these ladies have the same height, and O'Neill does enjoy a 2-inch reach advantage, and she's going to be the slightly younger fighter here. Now, the odds for this fight, I think, are pretty interesting as well. Casey O'Neill is a minus 205 right now. She opened up at minus 265. So people have been buying in on the dog odds on Ariane Lipski, which makes sense, right? I mean, recent trend so far, mostly that I've seen at least, is that women's MMA maybe just take the dog. The dogs have been cashing at a pretty good rate as far as women's MMA fights. I think this fight might be different though, just because I think that Casey, she's a decent kickboxer, likes to mix it up with Muay Thai strikes as well. She fights an aggressive style and is able to push out good volume. She lands 8.77 strikes per minute. Now, with this style, she's also a little hittable. She absorbs 5.9 strikes per minute. So it's a give and take with her style. I do think that the trump card that Casey has is that she's actually a pretty good wrestler and decent wrestler. She likes to outmuscle her opponents when she has the physicality advantage. I think that she has good top control and is able to use sweeps well and can reverse positions. Casey, let's just say she looked a little rusty off of that knee injury, right? I think that that fight with Jennifer Maya, that was a tough first fight to go back after injuring her knee. I think that she looked rusty and probably a little just off. I think that with another full camp and more time removed from that knee, she's going to look better and maybe back to her previous fights where she was just finishing people. I think that's going to be an issue for Lipsy just because Lipsy's a solid Muay Thai fighter. Likes to strike in flurries, good kicks with nice pop at the end. I think that she has decent jiu-jitsu skills when she's the one controlling and being aggressive. But her track record, if she is controlled on the bottom, she has shown inconsistencies in her grappling in the past. Although I will say she is improving, especially in the last couple of fights. She's coming off two straight wins due to the improvement in her grappling over JJ Aldridge and Melissa Gatto. But I think that Casey will be the toughest test in the grappling department since her loss to Montana De La Rosa, where she was ground and pounded and lost. So the pick here is going to be Casey O'Neill by decision. I see Casey taking her down, controlling her for the majority of the fight. I'll say medium confidence play. I think that Casey is actually also a potential parlay piece, as I think that this is going to be the sell high on Lipski due to her recent strength of schedule. She's been fighting Melissa Gatto, who I don't think is that good after upon further review. JJ Aldridge, who is a no. That's just a no. So yeah, give me Casey O'Neill. I know that that might be an unpopular opinion just based on the trend that we've been seeing, but I think that this is a buy low on Casey. So give me Casey O'Neill. What do you think about this fight, Alex, between O'Neill and Lipski here?
Um, well, what do you think about that system play over 2.5 women's MMA?
Yeah, that could be a good piece too. I mean, like I think that's solid. The only reason that I'll probably have a little bit of doubt is that I could see Lipsy getting taken down and just ground and pounded because Casey O'Neill has had, I think, two or three ground and pound victories and KO victories in her UFC career thus far. And
Hmm.
Lipski's been finished twice like that in her UFC career. It was earlier on in her career, obviously, but that could come into play. But I think the over 2.5 is still a solid system play nonetheless. I just like Casey O'Neill a little bit more than 2.5, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, look, I even said in my notes that, I can't see O'Neal losing to a sub or a knockout. She seems very, very durable, which is why, like, I feel like the play is either, the over 2.5 or Casey O'Neal inside the decision, no action. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty safe, especially the Casey O'Neill inside the distance. Because I dude, there's no way Lipski is uh knocking Casey O'Neill out. I just don't see it happening. So yeah, give me. I would just go with that bet. I don't want to pick a fighter. I'm just gonna say Casey O'Neill inside the distance, decision, no action.
Awesome. Let me check what the odds are for that right now. Just
Did
to
they even come
give
out
you.
with that? I don't think they came out with that. Oh,
Yeah, let me
maybe.
see
Oh,
if
the month.
I think they did. Yeah, I think it dropped today or something. Uh, that's minus 260 right now. So not too bad if you want to pay the juice.
Just 2.6 units right there. Get your money
Yeah,
back. So
exactly,
Lipski is
exactly.
not knocking O'Neill out, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, I tend to agree with you for sure. That could play out to be true there.
I don't know. It's a little scary though, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I just feel this about Casey. I don't know. She came in with a lot of hype, and I like to buy low sometimes. So yeah, but
Yeah.
let's see what happens though. But I don't know. I might get convinced to put her in a parlay. We'll see though. Maybe not just because it's Wednesday.